Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
This week, we're really cutting through the noise. It's been quite an explosive period for crypto.
Absolutely. A lot happening.
Yeah, so our mission today is basically to pull out the key insights from what was, frankly, a really bullish week. We want to give you the real story.
Mm-hmm.
And what a story. I mean, we saw the entire crypto market cap surge. What was it? An impressive 12% in just 7 days?
Yeah, and that 12% jump, it's more than just a number.
Right.
It's a pretty clear signal. We're seeing burgeoning institutional confidence. I mean, look at the Bitcoin ETF inflows.
The numbers were huge, weren't they?
Astounding, really. Record-breaking. $2.3 billion pumped in. That's not just, everyday investors.
No, that's big money.
Exactly. It shows traditional finance now has these accessible, regulated ways in. It fundamentally de-risks crypto for major portfolios. Could unlock trillions, potentially.
That is a powerful shift right there, definitely. And it wasn't just Bitcoin making waves, was it?
Not at all.
We also saw some really incredible tech milestones, things crucial for scalability, across the board. Tell us about Ethereum's Layer 2s. What happened there?
Right. So Ethereum's Layer 2 solutions, we're talking specifically Arbitrum and Optimism, they hit new all-time highs.
For transactions?
Yeah, transaction numbers, brand new records this week. Think of these like turbochargers for Ethereum.
Okay.
They process transactions off the main chain. It dramatically increases speed, lowers the costs.
Which everyone wants.
Precisely. Their performance is crucial. It tackles the network capacity issue head-on, makes apps more usable, more accessible for, everyone. The big boost for adoption.
So clear signs of growth, definitely. And technological maturity, too. That's incredibly positive.
It is.
But as this whole space matures, it naturally attracts more attention, right,
Yeah.
from all sorts of angles.
Always does.
So this deep dive, we should also shine a light on some important regulatory hints that came out and also some emerging tech challenges that are starting to, well, shape crypto's future.
Yeah, definitely. If we kind of zoom out, this past week really did showcase clear market growth. It's driven by both innovation and increased adoption. And it's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right. You mentioned others were active, too.
Absolutely. Take Solana, its DeFi TVL, that's total value, locked in its decentralized finance stuff. It surged past, get this, $10 billion.
$10 billion. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's not just a number. It signifies a massive influx of capital, user activity into an ecosystem that, people maybe thought was still finding its feet. Shows real diversification beyond the big two.
That broad enthusiasm was definitely something you could feel. I mean, I saw hashtag CryptoRally trending everywhere on X.
You certainly did. And that excitement, it actually translated into real-world use, too.
Why so?
Well, we saw a significant surge in stablecoin usage, particularly in emerging markets. It really highlights their role as a practical tool, for transactions, remittances,
Yeah.
bypassing the old financial rails.
Interesting.
Plus, on the development side, Cardano deployed over 1,000 smart contracts this week. That's a major step for their ecosystem's functionality.
Okay.
And then for the maybe more consumer side, NFT trading spiked 30%.
30%.
Yeah, largely pushed by gaming applications. Shows how these digital assets are really weaving into entertainment.
Okay, so immense positive momentum, maturing infrastructure, real use cases growing. But as you mentioned, this growth attracts scrutiny. What are we seeing on the regulatory front? The good and the challenging?
You're absolutely right to ask. It's a mixed bag, sort of. So on one hand, you saw Binance facing that pretty significant fine in France, $3.2 million.
Ouch.
Yeah, it clearly shows regulators are watching closely. They're not afraid to enforce compliance, signals a stricter environment's coming.
But there was also some positive reaction, right?
Kind of paradoxically, yes. The market reacted pretty well to hints from the SEC about clearer regulations coming maybe in 2025.
Interesting. So regulation isn't always seen as bad?
It suggests that some players see regulatory clarity, even if it means more oversight, as actually a positive step. Reduces uncertainty, helps broader institutional acceptance maybe.
That balance between the growth, the innovation, and this increasing regulation, it's fascinating to watch. So what does this all boil down to for you, our listener?
Well, look, this week was a powerful demonstration, really. Sustained market growth driven by deep innovation, wider adoption. You had institutional confidence solidifying with the Bitcoin ETFs,
Right.
core network scalability improving thanks to Ethereum's Layer 2s hitting records, broader ecosystem strength. Look at Solana's DeFi explosion, practical stablecoin use, that thriving NFT gaming scene.
And the regulation aspect.
And yeah, while regulatory attention is definitely sharpening, that Binance find is proof, the prospect of clearer rules seems to be actually calming nerves, oddly enough.
Okay. So, final thought to leave people with.
Yeah, here's something for you to consider. How might the emerging concerns about quantum computing?
Ah, the quantum threat.
Exactly. The worry that these future supercomputers could theoretically break the cryptography that blockchains rely on.
Yeah.
How might that shape the future development, the long-term resilience of all these technologies and trends we've just talked about?
It's a big question.
It is. It's already sparking calls for, significant security upgrades for blockchains. Definitely something to keep an eye on as this whole space keeps evolving.